IVM.
If you're broke, if you need money, if you don't have a wallet, you don't have a financial portfolio, don't bother, there's no hope for you. Or is there? His name is Anupam Gupta, Paisa Vaisa, but don't ask him for money. I asked, he gave me nothing. New episodes out on the IVM podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from. Alright, please note that the language and ideas presented on the show might not be suitable for everyone. If you're under 18, make sure your mom isn't around. If you're over 80, why is your mom around?
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Cyrus Says goes into its other avatar, Cock and Bull. We have Josh, new debutant, musician, as well as Amit Doshi, never played an instrument in his life except his organ, and the one and only Navi.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
On Cyrus Says, we have to discuss this, ladies and gentlemen. It's a severe problem. Sweaters. We don't need sweaters in India. Don't wear sweaters and walk around. You look stupid. There is no winter in India. I hate it when I'm sitting in a club and I'm surrounded by people with sweaters. Why are they wearing sweaters? What is that? Some sort of sarcasm? Ha ha! Imagine if we had winter. Stop it! We don't need sweaters. It's called Cyrus Says.
And that's what Cyrus Says.
All right, it's Cock and Bull, the most celebrated show on earth after Donald Trump's casino movie, which is coming out next week, I'm told. Donald Trump goes to a casino and has fun with lots of different cards of different colors, ladies and gentlemen, without any problem.
No racism.
Which shows you, yes, that he too can change.
Black and red all together.
There you go. Of course, he wins in the end, like he always does. So, tragedy. Now, it's called Cock and Bull, and we have a new entrant on our show,
yes, we do.
Young Josh.
Yes, hello.
Josh, please tell us 20 things about yourself in the next minute, and then we can get off your back.
I'm a musician. I go under the alias Tiger Babu. You can find me at
Tiger Babu?
Yeah.
Some sort of sexual thing?
No, it's not.
Okay, fair enough.
It's mostly just a cat thing.
Okay. You like pussy cats. Is that what you're saying? Tiger Babu. Do we call you Mr. Babu? Tiger Ji? How do we... What's the...
You can call me Josh, actually.
I think Josh is much better. I was really uncomfortable with Tiger Babu. Just thought I was on drugs, in the wrong place at the wrong time, having a conversation with strangers in an airport. Okay, Josh is a music expert, but he's on this show. We're going to talk about all kinds of things, not musical.
Amit Doshi. Very little musical stuff here. Okay, I guess let's talk about the first thing. Did you hear about the crazy story, which I think there is something here. A guy got killed by an MRI machine.
Oh, God. And a pal of mine went for an MRI the next day.
Okay.
All right. So I didn't want to do the jokes. Insensitive. On our TV show, we thought about doing them. We said insensitive, 24 hours.
It is a little insensitive.
But here's what I don't understand very clearly. When he entered, let's understand the whole story here. I'll just quickly set it up. So this gentleman comes in to meet an old relative who's almost, about to go. And so he goes and meets the relative. Then the relative is taken for an MRI scan.
Okay.
At which point he's asked to help and accompany. No, anyway, he's there. So he goes. And when they go towards the MRI room, the attendant tells him to remove all his jewelry, all his watch, and everything steel and metallic, because there's a huge magnetic field that erupts from the inside of an MRI, which can pull you.
Yeah.
But he's asked to carry the oxygen tank, which is 3 feet of metal.
Yeah.
The watch and the ring is like 1/80,000th of metal compared to what he had.
Yeah.
Then he walks into the room, and then, what happened after that? He gets sucked in like a bad science fiction film.
Yeah. I don't understand how they tell him to walk in with that, with the oxygen cylinder, right? I mean, they're so strict about this stuff. So
No, but it's a government hospital, and they don't, labor is a problem sometimes. So they ask the relatives to help. Very often there's no doctor, they ask the relative apparently to treat the patient as well.
I'm severely claustrophobic, right? So I can't really do an MRI comfortably at all, right? And I had to do one about a year and a half ago when I hurt my back. And so I wanted to basically I spoke to my doctor. He's like, let's get you knocked out before we get you into the MRI machine. So you're basically under sedation and while you're doing it. We weren't able to do it because the anesthetist who came, he was like, if I give you just tablets, you'll wake up in the middle because I needed to do the back MRI. So that's a 45-minute thing. He's like, these tablets, I can only give you 20 minutes at a time.
So what's the option?
Nothing.
And listen to our show, you fall asleep, go into a coma?
Well, pretty much. That's what I actually tried to do. I was like, okay, why don't you play a podcast? I'll listen to that while I'm in the MRI. But they wouldn't let him put in, they wouldn't even let him, do the monitored kind of under monitor anesthesia.
But what did you do?
Nothing. I didn't get the MRI done.
So we still don't know if your back's good?
Well,
years have passed, Josh. Years have passed.
Yes.
Yeah, but here's what I don't appreciate. People making jokes like, when the guy gets sucks in saying, now you know that hospitals suck. You know what I mean? That's just unnecessary. Guys, don't do that. This is very insensitive and I don't believe in this at all. And I'm against it.
But it's really disappointing that, you have that degree of lack of training in this, right?
I think overpopulation. For me, it's always that. There's too many people you don't care after sometimes. You just can't treat the guy. Let's look at the attendant, devil's advocate for 1 second. The attendant is working from early morning. He's had 40 cases and at some point he just loses it. The interest level goes. The quality of performance goes. Yeah. I had the same problem when I had a lot of girlfriends. I just couldn't give them, the kind of love that I needed to. So now I only have 4, Josh. Only 4. On any given day, I have 4. Do you have anything to add, Josh? You've been under an MRI? You look very well, Tiger Babuji.
I didn't even know that the MRIs were so magnetized. I didn't know that was a thing.
They're very powerful.
Yeah, I had no.
And the imaging.
Yeah, and the other thing, I
did
realized,
you get his tongue in cheek lesson to you?
Yeah, but I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know it was like so powerful. But also, I realized like sometimes when you're doing something on they probably it's just a standard thing to tell them to take off stuff. Right. So they don't really think
by
outside.
Rote, they just do that by because that's training.
Exactly. So it's just outside.
So they didn't think it through.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's do a joke now, huh? King Arthur's knights walk into a hospital. MRI, please, Lancelot. Crack. Oops, don't do that. Insensitive.
No, that sounds fairly rough.
Let's move on.
Okay, let's go to the next one. There was, let's see, did you hear about the Fitbits and other fitness trackers basically exposing all the army bases across the world?
What are you saying? I didn't hear this. Yeah. Well, my wife uses a Fitbit.
Okay, so what's happened is that...
so she knows all Russia's secrets. I got to talk to my wife.
No, so what happens is with the Fitbit, it basically tracks your location, says where you are when you upload it to the app, and you can look at your map and all that kind of stuff, right? So somebody accumulated a whole bunch of different data that Fitbit and all these other trackers made available and created an overall map of where activity is going on with these kinds of fitness trackers. What are the most fit areas of the world? And now all of a sudden you look at places in Mogadishu, you look at places in Iraq and stuff like that, and you see these little small pockets of activity with massive amounts of Fitbit kind of activity happening in places where there's nothing, where there's nothing there. It's completely kind of.
So what does that mean?
There are hidden military bases.
Of whose?
Oh my God!
Of the US military, UK military,
so
all the military.
So using these countries for their hidden military bases?
Yeah, their hidden military bases are getting.
What are you saying, chaps? What are you saying?
That's so.
So somewhere in Mogadishu, America's got 15 bases.
They've got a small little base in Mogadishu.
So they compromise themselves.
They compromise themselves.
Oh
and basically,
my God.
the people who are at the bases are supposed to turn location tracking off.
America, listen to me. I've been saying this. UK, listen to me. You have to get rid of runners. They're disgusting and stupid. They just crawl across the road early morning and cause havoc. So get rid of them and keep your secrets. That's what I would say. Josh?
I just find that hilarious. I mean, this is like technology disruption, right?
Yes,
everyone keeps talking about disruption, but this is like extreme.
This is the great thing about technology. As it creates, it destroys. It has this parallel universe thing going on.
Technology is neither good nor evil.
Yeah.
Basically, it's how you use it, right? And I mean,
you never know.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, you just never know how it's
That's what they said of the government. And, Josh, would you like to comment?
No.
Okay, let's see. What do we have next? Federer.
Oh my God, what can we say? I was discussing this with some guys in the morning at the gym, and they were just thinking, is this the greatest sportsman that ever lived? I mean, it's a huge thing to say, but I was just thinking, in tennis terms, at 36, you're like 50 in cricket. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just friggin' ridiculous.
So
and the way he raised the game in the fifth set.
I know.
I mean, he just went, Cyrus was just gone, you can't compete.
So there's a really big debate going on right now about who is the greatest sportsman of all time.
Yeah.
Right? And Federer, Michael Jordan,
Pele,
Bradman, and the reason why I've been hearing so much about this debate is because
Babe Ruth?
No, the Super Bowl. Tom Brady. He's going for his 6th Super Bowl win, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Brady, Josh.
Yeah. So they're talking about it in that context. I mean, I've been hearing about it in that context.
For tennis lovers, this guy is just amazing. He's just amazing. For 4 years before that, there was no Grand Slam. He was on his way out and all that. And he reinvented himself last year.
Yeah.
I hope he's not using blood thinners like Armstrong.
Yeah,
I can't understand, man.
So no performance.
Guys, look at Roger Federer, okay? He has no muscle. He is not athletic from any angle. He's just a skinny guy with no shoulders, no lats, no forearms, no legs, nothing. Little bit of muscle on his calves. That's it. He's just God-given talent. It's like unfair. It's like this guy doesn't have to train or anything. He just turns up and he's better. Everybody else is like, beautiful. 8 hours in the gym, 12 hours running on the track, 14 hours playing tennis, and they can't compete with this guy at 36.
It's crazy how... he's won 3 of the last 5 Grand Slams. I mean, he's 36 years old. That's ridiculous.
And he dropped 2 or 3 sets all along the way. That's it.
Yeah.
And he was always a cut above the rest. It's God, I don't know. Yeah. It's mind-boggling at the moment. Yeah. And he's not done. So this year he may win 1 or 2 more. He may win Wimbledon. He may win US Open. I think till 2019 he's not done.
Is he the greatest tennis player of all time?
I don't know.
Let's forget athletes.
Once India goes to elections, I won't be able to answer.
No, but is he the greatest tennis player of all time? Let's forget other sports, right?
At the moment, just the euphoria of this win, yes, perhaps. We can't compare Rod Laver's era and
there's Rod Laver, there's Sampras.
Sampras to some extent, and before that.
Yeah, I don't think, McEnroe and stuff like that also you can't really neglect given the time that they played.
Yeah, but then, McEnroe, Borg and all, just a little 1 inch below in terms of achievement. Yeah. And that's something to say.
But then there wasn't as much tennis back then as there is back now,
this guy, come on, 16 years of playing competitive tennis.
Also, nutrition and travel and all that is also
But
really
it's only
different.
him. Nobody else is playing in their 30s. Nadal is struggling. I don't think he's going to win maybe 1 French Open this year and that's it.
True.
Very sad.
Okay, so greatest tennis player of all time?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yes.
I think Josh.
For sure.
Greatest athlete of all time?
I don't want to compare eras, wooden racket, different rules, this, that, and the other. It's a little tough, but I would say for the last 2 generations for sure.
Okay. But it's interesting because I feel like now the way sports are, like, I remember I was watching one interview with Andrew Flintoff. He was talking about a time when cricket was like a lot of people with bellies, enjoying a beer after the game. Now everything's about fitness. Yeah. So the level at which people
compare. You can't compare because if that generation was given that kind of nutrition and fitness, they'd be different.
You can't compare eras.
I was much more relaxed. You have a beer while batting and all. It's a different world.
So I feel like you cannot compare individual achievement, right? You can't compare what one did or the other, but you can compare what their effect on the general gestalt is, right? I mean, like in terms of...
Yeah, but then look, Rocky Marciano was 49-0. I mean, there are people out there. Exactly. Joe Louis was supposed to be the greatest boxer the world has ever seen. Muhammad Ali won the title 4 times. Sugar Ray Leonard and Sugar Ray Robinson were unbelievable, their records. Leonard won more titles than anybody.
Floyd Mayweather recently. I mean,
Floyd Mayweather, I didn't bring him up.
Yeah, just recently.
So I don't know. And that's just boxing. So in each sport, if you look at it, there's, But these are very difficult questions. It's like asking me which girl do I like more. My wife or all the women I've ever met. So, it's difficult. You can't just give an answer. Josh, what do you think? And don't say my wife. I'll kill you. Tiger Babu.
Okay, let's see. What do we want to... Did you hear about this, what's her name? The woman who wore the anti-abortion dress at the Grammys?
Anti-abortion.
Anti as in A-U-N-T-I?
A-N-T-I.
Anti-abortion. All right.
Joy Villa, she's like the only Donald Trump supporter in the entire art world, or in the entire artistic world, and so she wore a...
Well, let's understand, Josh I think is Christian as well, so you have to understand that if you look at it from a very classical point of view, you have to understand whether you expect that the fetus is alive or not, and whether that's life or not, alright? So, just playing devil's advocate.
I'm pro-abortion, just by the way.
You're pro-abortion because you're a young man, but I'm saying if you look at it from a scientific point of view, and I'm also pro-abortion, but are you killing life? Let's just, let's hang there for a second. Are you killing life?
You're killing the potential for life.
2 to 3 months of a fetus?
No.
2 months, say?
Because I don't think...
So, you're not considering that life? Because when you do a sonography, you're looking at the thing moving in a lady's stomach?
The standard argument is about the nervous system developing. When does the nervous system... So, even if you do... It's not...
The heart is beating.
The heart is beating, but it's not going to feel anything. It's not
for life. It's not the same as that. Right?
It's
by that definition...
Dr. Amit Doshi comes in and begs to differ. He takes the ball like Lionel Messi from under my feet and takes it towards the goal. Go on.
But no, it's potential for life, right? I mean, like, that is what it is. At some point,
the crux of the argument is simply that. Yeah. Do you believe that you're killing someone or not? If you believe you're killing someone, it's murder.
But
I'm not taking their side.
The potential for life, isn't it?
Okay, now Josh, you're mental. Because if you're saying...
that's the argument, right? It is a slippery slope
Sanjay Gandhi tried
that. It is a slippery slope argument. You don't know where is the exact place where that line gets defined, where life exists and where something inside a mother's stomach is life and where it is this. Right?
Coming to this particular lady who is a Donald Trump supporter, who is she?
She is a singer, a very unsuccessful singer who is basically been making a lot of news.
Performs at Trump's parties, basically.
Basically, she's been making noise because she's the only person in the entertainment industry who is...
Oh, that's a smart way to go. I'll just go anti and make a little... Would you say Swara Bhaskar went that way with the Padmavat tweets?
I agreed with her.
No, I also agreed with her, but I'm thinking sometimes that people just seem to say, okay, if I go left instead of right, everybody will be stunned and say, what? You're going left? because the whole community was pro-art and Sanjay Leela Bhansali is a filmmaker making a film, let's push it.
But exactly.
And then you go and say, wait a minute, you're screwing up with the image of women and you're glamorizing Johar and Sati Vichua.
Yeah.
You can't see her not. Have you seen the film?
I have not.
It's about 15 minutes before she jumps into the pyre at the end, Padmavat, the lead, and 15 minutes of the Veenas and all playing in the background, the Indian classical, great moment coming up, great moment coming up. And so, how can that not be glamour? There's glamour.
It is. No, I agree with 100% that. I mean, but see, the thing is that
you just think she's hot.
Very, which I do. But I'm very...
Which I do too. But we're not sexist.
No, we're not.
We appreciate beauty.
Of course not.
Yeah. Like in a horse. Especially in a horse, Josh.
So, I find it really challenging, right? I agree with her point that this is problematic in representation and stuff like that. But at the same time, I also believe that Bhansali has the right to make his film. And
also, he's trying to portray an era where this is what's happening. Well, so you can't lie about that.
No, the point that she makes is very true, that you might be talking about historical stuff, but you're telling a story in today's context, right? I mean, while your story might be...
But why should he give a judgment?
Huh?
Why does he have to give a judgment?
Because I think it's a fairly safe judgment to say that...
Why do you have to give a judgment when you do something?
Well, I mean...
You put it out there.
Right.
And that's it. Why do I have to say that I'm veering towards this or that? Why do I have to say that Johar and Sati is bad? I mean, you're intelligent. You understand that it's rubbish.
Well, no...
Well, yeah, okay. Josh, you have anything? Or let's take a break. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Lots more to talk about in Cock and Bull. For those who haven't watched Padmavat, I've just killed the ending.
Yeah, lots of suspense.
I've just killed the ending. Forget Karni Sena. I've screwed him up over.
But there was so much suspense in that movie, no?
Yeah, there you go. Nobody watched it for the film anyway.
Hi, I'm Amit Verma, the host of the weekly podcast The Seen and the Unseen. In my show, I examine the seen effects and the unintended consequences of public policy and private action. I show how policies meant to help the poor often end up hurting the poor. I've done episodes so far on demonetization, GST, surgical strikes, immigration and MRP. And I will continue my forensic assault on the truth in the weeks to come.
Catch the show every Monday on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app that you prefer. Or visit seenunseen.in for all the latest updates.
Back here on Cock and Bull with Amit and Josh, a new entrant, music lover, Tiger Babu is his AKA, and he's got something to say about Padmavat.
I just read recently that it's been banned in Malaysia because it portrays Muslims badly, man. So it's like...
this is... I mean... He's incidentally Muslim, the king. But the Rajputs are incidentally Hindu. Actually, when you look at it, if you look at the period of history at that time across the world, or even before that, the marauder, if he wins, takes all the women, takes all the gold, takes all... It's not about Hindu-Muslim. Wherever part of the world, whoever won takes everything.
But have you ever read about Love Jihad?
I have.
Yeah, so this is like the ultimate love jihad movie. They
push the barriers to make it a love jihad movie. For me, it's just simple. Win, take, or don't take. That's it.
And that's pretty much what history was, right? In that sense,
So Malaysia banned it. So this is all bad press, and this comes from us because of the stupidity of what happened in our country with this glorious group called the Karni Sena, who've done so much for India, right? They built India, right? Bridges, hospitals, schools, fought in Kargil. For us, the most beautiful people in the world, and every prize should be given to the Karni Sena. And when they throw stones at children in buses, they're trying to remove the population, which is also a noble thing. So I don't know. I think Karni Sena Zindabad. I mean, let's make a film on them. Yeah, and in the end, they can go to the pyre as well.
That would be a nice ending.
Now you have a happy ending?
Yes, we do.
Johar is glorified, but we're all happy with it. Yes. In a sense. Yeah.
If they're... I guess so. I don't see that there's a problem.
We can loop it out many times for the audience. You want to see it again? Encore! Sorry, where were we?
Okay, slightly more serious topic, I guess. In the Nowsara civilian killings and the BJP MLA's reaction to that. Have you heard about this?
Yeah. But just tell us what he exactly said.
So he said something a lot. So basically,
he said only one person.
So there was a incident where the army was being basically garrowed by stone pelters and stuff like that, and in the course of that, the firing was ordered and 2 people got killed. The BJP MLA from one of the Kashmir districts, I forget the district right now, but one of the districts from the Kashmir was of the opinion that they were justified in doing it. And he
also said only 2 people were killed.
Only 2 people were killed. Yes.
As in he said it like it's not that bad.
Well, no, I think he said that they were justified because they
Justified, and also the loss of life was not much.
Not much. And basically Pakistan is messing around. I mean, like, that's kind of this.
That sounds like the guy on the English channel with the glasses. He seems to blame everything on Pakistan.
Well, of course.
Water shortage in
Pakistan.
Powai Lake. Yes. Pakistan.
There isn't anything that Pakistan hasn't done.
Really?
Yeah. But
I think we should take the two governments of India and Pakistan and all their right-wing clergy, and some of our right-wing whatever, put them all in one big bag and keep them in a river, and there'll be no problem. No problem after that. You can play test match tomorrow.
It would be, actually, I think you're right. That would solve a lot of issues.
I'm telling you, if you just meet the normal guy from Lahore or Karachi, just like a normal guy. They don't even know that they should be fighting and angry with us or us with them. It's until these guys step in and sort of motivate you.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What do we have next?
Let's go to porn. When I'm in trouble, I always go to porn.
All right.
I find porn soothes me. Makes me happy. Makes me whole again.
Okay, so does anybody know what's going on with Ram Gopal Verma and this porn actress?
Okay, so let me set this up for everybody. God, Sex and Truth is a lovely film made by Ram Gopal Verma, which has an actress of pornographic fame who is naked, American, depicted naked throughout the film. And apparently he's been booked for
obscenity under the Information Technology Act, because the film itself that he's made is being classified as
a porn
obscene.
film?
Yeah, as a pornography film.
But then why, I don't even think he shot it over here. So, I mean, like, what's the...
Well, in India, law is very unclear, as you know, Amit Doshi. We don't know what is vulgarity and what isn't.
Right.
Whether Choli ke piche should be banned or not. And, not to take his side, but I just, after some time, get irritated. Because I think you make whatever you want to. You put whatever you want up. If it's not something you can show children, just put an adult certificate on it and leave it.
So he's been booked by an activist called Devi.
It's always an activist called Devi.
Insulting the modesty of a woman.
Okay.
That is what has happened.
And not just one woman here. He's insulted the modesty of many women, apparently. So let's be very clear, it's a plurality of crimes. And Ram Gopal Verma, unfortunately, went from that, beginning Satya and all those early movies with... mafia and gangsterism and all that, company and all that. Yeah. And then what happened to him?
He went from one of the best filmmakers around to
Nisha, which wasn't very good, and then he had a fresh perspective.
Very good.
He had a nice realistic tone. I liked his first 3-4 films. I'm pretty sure.
Movies,
Road also I liked.
Satya,
Darna Mana Hai.
Darna Mana Hai.
Very nice.
That Urmila movie.
Yeah, Con, yes.
Con.
Yes.
And
then suddenly he just went downhill.
There was that Manoj Bajpayee movie as well, where he played that police guy in Bihar.
Very good movie.
Good movie. That was Shikhar, was it? I think, or something like that.
I can't remember the name. Yeah.
But he made
Sarkar was also nice.
Sarkar was good.
The first one. But then, just suddenly went all over the place, and now he's making this movie called God, Sex and Truth. I mean, really, Ram Gopal Verma? It's called therapy. 2,000 rupees twice a week. Mrs. Verma, Dr. Mrs. Verma in South Mumbai, I will get you a good deal. Do it for 3 months and go back to Satya. Give us a good movie once again.
I know, man. I would love to see...
Because that's Satya. This is truth. There's a difference.
But Satya and company were written by Anurag Kashyap, right?
But that's not the point. The point is he brought in a perspective with this entire team, creatively, collectively, whatever you want to say. He came with that. And even the people he gave breaks to, like Kashyap and etc., all were good. In the initial part, Shrimit Amin, one of the guys who worked with him, who did Ab Tak Chapan.
The actors,
very good film.
I mean, like Manoj Bajpayee comes from
Manoj Bajpayee, fantastic actor. And very meaningful. That the Bihar story was fabulous. Look at the stories now. What is this God, Sex and Truth about some porno actress? I don't know. It's a little scary.
But that's so it just goes to show, I think the films are more than just Ram Gopal, but it's all the people.
Or you fall in love with your myth after a little while.
Yeah.
I think that's
everybody isn't Elvis, So what happens is after some time, you're not really a legend. And then you kill yourself. But he could have been a legend.
Yeah, he was the Indian Tarantino for a while.
He was.
And
I think Josh's age group and Naveen's age group, a little one generation after us, absolutely liked his style, because it was very fresh compared to anything that was around. And he really had a good chance. For me, he's like Kejriwal. You had a chance, you had the ball in your hand and you dropped it.
Yeah, very
You
much.
dropped the ball, Ram.
Kejriwal.
The Sholay remake was terrible. That Sholay remake, Naveen, you're bang.
That
was a huge mistake.
So terrible.
I wasn't too fond of Nisha either. Those films started looking like, this is not him.
No, and also, I mean, like, why are we remaking a movie like Sholay, right? I mean, like, seriously.
How do you make a remake?
There are remakes.
I hope they never do Godfather in America again. There's some films you don't touch.
You don't mess with these movies, right? I mean, like, because you're never gonna get, for whatever flaws
I'll tell you what they won't make again, Padmavat. There ain't no second part. That's it.
But Sarkar was Godfather remake in India, no?
Sarkar apparently was
So there
Godfather
have been many
remake.
Godfather. Dharmatma was the original Godfather remake.
I'm talking about Americans making Godfather again in America.
Let's not have a Mario Puzo version with the Corleones. That other people ripping off Godfather.
But I'm okay with it.
Ripped off Godfather.
Like he said, Tarantino of India, whatever. You see, gangster niche, criminal niche, whatever you want. That's fine. He could have made 40 films of that in that same sort of genre and stayed with that, and we'd have all loved him, I think. He started making all kinds of films, believed his own myth, and maybe, as you say, the collective left him, so some of the talent was coming from there. And boom, now we've got this. Please go and watch it. Online only. God, sex and truth. GST? Hey, he's taking a knocker at the government.
GST.
This is Ram Gopal Verma's satire at an intellectual level, the capacity of which I don't have to understand. GST, ladies and gentlemen.
That was obvious.
Oh, superb. Well played. Ram Gopal
That
Verma.
was at the head of the article.
Tiger Babu, we missed that.
I'm so sorry.
All right, we have time for one.
Yeah, okay, let's do this last one. This one is a little one that kind of annoys me because there's people on my side doing the wrong things. The Pakoda story. Basically...
Okay, let's understand what Mr. Chidambaram was trying to say.
Yes.
It was a little bit of brevity and humor involved in it.
Right.
Because what he was trying to say is that there's not much difference between begging and actually, what jobs are you creating?
But that's bullshit.
He's pointing a finger at the government and saying, what great jobs have you created? If the guy is selling pakodas, what's the big deal? He doesn't make that much money. What is the difference between begging and pakoda? It's elitist, but it's funny. It's mean funny, but it's just like bad satire.
Yeah, but I don't like it, man. Because these are small businesses, right? I mean, like
It doesn't mean the pakoda industry is now going to be shattered by this one line.
Industry. It's about basically disrespecting small business guys, right? And I mean,
No, he's trying to tell the
importance of something like that is in the government.
Okay, that's the way you're reading it. But he's trying to attack the central government and say simply, where's the jobs? Are they engineers? Are they doctors? Are they entrepreneurs?
I get that.
Do they have their own little businesses? Don't tell me he's selling pakodas and peanuts. That's what he's trying to say, which is how much further than being a beggar.
It's a lot
beggars,
further
no,
than begging.
beggars make about $200 a day minimum in Mumbai, for example. So how much the pakoda wala make?
It's about the fact that you're an entrepreneur, you're doing something. I think that's a big deal.
He's trying to be cynical about the government's measures and says that it's all sweet FA as far as I'm concerned.
I was with him up until that point, but why are
You just don't like tambrams. I've noticed that.
No,
Why is this anti-tambram status? In a country like ours, we can't fight tambrams. Okay. They bring tennis to India.
And chess.
And chess. Well, yeah, at the moment still, and chess. One grandmaster will turn out from Parsi Kushrubag. Wait.
But, I really do think that this is a problem with our with the leftish side of our government. This basic disrespect of the small business guy.
He's not leftist. He would write this in Congress.
Yeah,
he comes a super lawyer from a super educated family with super money. The Chidambaram family is like a very well cultured family. It's not like someone who's just
But there's so much like legitimate shit to talk about these people, right?
They're just taking shots. The Americanization of Indian politics. You just keep taking shots. You take a shot, I take a shot, and you start becoming more petty and silly, and without knowing, the elitism comes out sometimes. In a country like ours, you can't afford to be elitist.
No, you cannot.
You just sound terrible. Because like you said, the pakoda wala is struggling hard. He catches a rickshaw early morning, reaches the place, works for 14 hours, gets this much money, and you're rubbishing him and saying, he ain't a beggar, what's the difference? Yeah. Which, ironically, is almost true.
I don't think it is.
Let me tell you, I thought of selling pakodas. Then I saw this guy driving a car. I asked him what he does for a living. He said, Bikari. I was very, very impressed. In Mumbai, begging is huge. Huge.
Actually, it's not anymore. They've actually shut down begging like pretty hard.
Begging is no longer huge. Breaking news. All right, let's move on. We have the AMAs?
We have the AMAs.
All right.
Did you know India's most popular music festival was, in a way, conceived in Estonia? We speak to someone who knows a thing or two about making the NS7 Weekender happen.
Did you know that some termites in Africa have a pleasant, minty flavor? And just as well, because we might all be eating them in a few years anyway.
Did you know that the world's greatest collection of human knowledge got its initial funding from a porn site? That's how Wikipedia started, and we tell you how it works.
Hey, I'm Chuck.
I'm Naren.
And I'm Sriket.
And together we're
Simplified!
Your fortnightly look at burning issues that you should know about.
Told to you in a way you'll understand, with humor, bad jokes, and PG Wodehouse references.
So that you can look smarter with minimal effort.
We're smart, funny,
erudite, and wise.
And ultra-crepidarian.
Wait, what's that?
To find out, tune into our show. Episodes out every fortnight on all podcast apps near you. And on the IVM podcast app as well.
Oh yeah.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
All right, we're joined now by Naveen. There's a little flatulence in the room for a second, so we're a little worried here. Under severe conditions, we bring out this podcast.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Holding our noses, we move on.
Good thing it's an audio medium. You can smell this.
It's an audio medium for them.
Well, actually, we're trying to implement smell-o-vision very quickly.
Nice.
Yes, we want to like enhance the experience.
Yeah.
Let's see how that technology goes out.
Naveen, while you do the smell-o-vision, Amit,
yes,
are you in charge?
Okay. Yes, I guess I am. Who do you think has the best voice in Cyrus Says? Even though I'm a fan of Cyrus, I vote for May. Hashtag bring back May, Cyrus Fan Club Australia. Another Australian listener. This one is Abhinav.
I always find a woman's voice more soothing and lovely. For me, I would always go with May.
True.
Or Charanya, any female who is part of our mix. Not any female, but 90%. There are a few females who sound strange. Have you ever met a female with a baritone?
Yeah.
Looks like a female, but just got a voice like that. You know, it's strange, no?
Yeah, I know a bunch of lesbians.
But we're liberals. No, they're not lesbians. They're whatever they are. Whether they're lesbian or not is the material. But it's just that when the girl's voice is deeper, it's scary.
So people don't know that Josh has a super duper radio voice as well.
Josh, is this true?
I like to sing, so I don't know what to
sing. Happy birthday, 2 lines. Let's hear your voice.
Happy birthday to you.
So you're doing like an Amitabh Bachchan?
No, I can.
Poem of happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cyrus.
Nice. So you've got a deep sort of that.
I can make it sound really big.
Two notes lower than a pig. That's fantastic.
Yeah, makes you want to have
you heard
babies with
pigs
him.
are really low. He's got 2 notes below a pig.
Yeah.
Wonder how he gets that voice. Spends a lot of time in the ashram.
Actually, Tuvan singing. You know Tibetan chanting.
Please do.
I used to practice it. It's like I can't get it.
Gross.
Josh, I don't think that's true.
There's
You
noises
naturally have a bass voice. It's called genetics. One day you'll understand. Now I'll go and explain it to you.
I used to practice.
So answer the question.
What is the question?
Whose is the best voice?
I went with May.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go with May as well.
I don't like male voices. They irritate me.
Yeah.
I'll go with my voice.
See, Cyrus' voice is not really all that great. My voice sucks. Your voice is not all that cool.
Yeah.
Yours
Thanks.
No, I mean, like, listen.
Morning self-motivation is what I need.
Josh is too young in a medium.
Man.
I'll just go and jump off the building. Why don't I?
Josh is too young in a medium.
Yeah, Josh has not been around on this.
He hasn't
enough.
played 25 test matches.
Yeah, he hasn't been here for enough.
Yeah.
Who else comes in regularly?
Kunal has a terrible voice. And an even worse body.
Yeah.
So, let's not go there.
Sharanya has a nice voice.
Yeah, I'm only talking about a voice. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So I think the answer is May.
Yeah.
May wins.
Cool,
Well, this is like why Siri is a woman versus a man. It just falls into that
you can
same.
change the voice and you can get a man.
But there was some study why that the default is a woman.
Default is a woman.
May's also got a nice vibe. So her voice has certain friendliness. There may be more reasons than that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have a lot of angst and a rasp. He though is cynical beyond extreme.
We have mentioned that Josh and May are siblings.
And Naveen is
yeah.
trying to practice some stand-up which is disconnected from our show all the time. So I don't know what's going on.
It's not true, Cyrus.
But Josh, on the other hand, there's potential there. We could replace May, even though you're her brother. Which is really disturbing on many levels.
Yeah.
All right. Next question from Mahim Gautam. We saw PM Modi ji giving bear hugs to the Israeli Prime Minister recently.
Wow.
Earlier, the friendship was there between Mr. Modi and Mr. Abe. Which relationship looks more promising to you?
Well, I think Japan is good. Israel is good. Brownie points, definitely, no problem. My worry is Trump. When he went to hug Trump, if you see that footage, Trump sort of brushes him aside, and then sort of moves away.
Even Merkel did that in Germany.
No, Merkel is the opposite thing happened. He did not want to hug Merkel, and she hugged him. I like German women, I got to tell you. I've been to Munich
think
twice.
of Trump doing the accent on Modi?
Yeah,
whenever he's talking about it.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, he pulls the Apu
He
accent
pulls
on
the
Modi.
He does the Apu accent. Now here's where
there.
Trump, for me, has been consistent. Okay, he says he's not a racist. He says he's not a bigot. But every day he does something which makes him a most prejudiced person in terms of high-profile personalities. Yeah. And so I think we should give him a prize. Because clearly this man has been consistently like a villainous human being for a long time now.
But now that you hear Trump does the Modi voice, does that change your mind about the Apu voice?
See,
Sorry.
I am not that fragile. It's like, people who believe their religion is destroyed when somebody says something. Right. I don't have that fragility of ego when it comes to all this. So I don't care if you do accents of me or you make fun of my skin color. It doesn't bother me at all. But there are people who get worried and touchy. And because he's a head of state, you'd expect that as a head of state, he would not rubbish the other head of state in a public place.
Yes.
I have no problem because the truth is we're all hypocrites and And when you sit in a bar, you sit and abuse each other from wherever you are and all that. That's human nature. But you have a certain dignity of office, decorum to follow, and you sort of understand that you do not, in some sort of public place in this social internet age, just wax eloquently and say anything you want because you're a horse's ass or because your brain is open.
Don't you think that this eloquence is what the problem is? If society everybody spoke the way we actually speak, there'd be so much ease of conversations.
Actually, you're right. It's called reverse secularism.
Yeah.
You just get all your prejudices out and laugh about it.
All this behavior and office decorum and all that. If we let all of that go and just look at our parliament, for example, the speakers and all are abusing each other all the time. So I think they're much happier by the
They actually get along very well off camera.
They come off together happily and
do this tamasha, and then they're all happy. They have coffee together and they discuss.
That's the idea of the purge. Give one day to people to be themselves and then cleanse all the things.
Look at this way. If say you're a gay man and we stand around like the elephant in the room and never want to talk about it and just sort of patronize you, I mean, your most uncomfortable feeling. Exactly. But if we treat you like we normally do and make jokes like we would normally do, like we would with whether Amit is fat or you're gay or I'm stupid or whatever.
Precisely.
Everything's out there in the open. It actually allows for a relationship which is normal and free flowing. So Trump is right? Is that what we're saying? Trump is right, Josh. That's the moral of the story.
After 200 episodes, we've come to this conclusion.
And Appu is Indian. Appu is our accent. All Indians, wherever you are, watch Simpsons, learn the Appu accent.
And that's what we should use from now on.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do one last question because it's an important question, I think. It's a two-part question. I'll let you answer the first part. I'll answer the second part. Which is your favorite IPL team? Do you like the IPL? You don't talk about it much.
Rajasthan Royals. Really? I don't like T20 format that much. Honestly, I get into it now. But my cousin Zubin Bharusha is now the head coach of Rajasthan Royals. So my loyalty is with blood, with family.
It's nepotism.
Yeah, we get him on the show.
You should get him on the show.
But he can't talk during the IPL. We'll get him post
We'll get him after. Or actually, we'll get him now. The IPL is 3 months from now. We should get him
Zubin,
now.
Pack your bags. He wears only one black shirt and one black pant all the time. Huh?
Same family, no?
Same family. He earns lots of money. But he never changes. It's amazing.
It's all in the DNA.
If you owned a franchise, what would you name your team?
Cyrus's Cougars and only girls.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I can buy it.
So are they the cheerleaders as well or the men are the cheerleaders?
They don't love the cheerleaders anymore.
But if they were there?
See, I'm the captain. I'm the owner of my team, which is all ladies. So I'm okay. You can have any cheerleaders you want. That's for you guys.
Nice.
I'm out.
Can I have that job?
You want to be a male cheerleader?
Yeah, I'm good
at my IPL?
Yeah.
You got to aim higher, Naveen.
At least I'll start with that. And then
okay.
Right, and last part of the question was, how about the Eagles? Have you watched the game last night? I did watch the game last night. What do you think?
So you wrote that question for yourself?
No, Monish wrote this question from Philadelphia for
bloody
us.
Americans.
Who do you
Come
think
here
is
and
going to go
stuff
win
your
the
American
Super
culture
Bowl?
all down our
Eagles are going to
throats.
win the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Who's going to win?
The Eagles.
Will win? Philadelphia?
They're going to beat the Patriots, yes.
Are you going to watch that game?
Yes, I am. 4 o'clock in the morning.
What do you do What do you do after the game's over?
Sleep.
Like the losing team.
Like the Patriots.
All right.
Josh, should have someone around for the kiss cam thing at least. Someone should be around for the kiss cam.
Let's get Josh's reaction, his debut on our show, Cock and Bull. So, Josh, how did it feel?
About the Eagles?
Yeah. They're going to win. Say they're going to win.
I have no idea.
Just say they're going to win.
How do I feel about the show? The show's fun. I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Did you open up? Did you feel good?
Yeah.
Therapeutic?
Yeah, man. Say whatever you
Do you
want.
feel one with the universe? Are you going to sing with me? Jai Guru
We can. I'll break out the guitar and we can do it.
Play some guitar as we go.
Shall we?
Yes.
You have a new song out, no?
A new song, but...
I saw May posted something.
Yeah.
Just play for 30 seconds for now. So I can leave.
You can sing on top of it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sing anything, but...
Let's make up our own song.
Yeah,
Ready?
exactly. Let's do that.
Go on, ready?
So let's go.
Well, the show is called Cock and Bull. It's with Dylan. It's all about some pull from the universe to me and how it affects she. And when I say she, I mean a girl between 16 and 25. Good hips, curvaceous, the old-fashioned way. And listen to me, if you don't like this song, you gotta mention that Naveen is gay.
Yes, I am.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So gay.
Very nice, bro. Very nice. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. If you have any questions, write to us online and you can mail us as well. We will answer. We have a doctor in the house called May.
And that's what Cyrus says.
There she stands, a podcast addict. Outside the bank, having traveled several miles to get in with other poor souls like her. The journey, though daunting for this youngling, will have some comfort because she has downloaded her favorite podcast. You can see more of her species on ivmpodcasts.com, your one-stop destination where you can check out the coolest Indian podcasts. Happy listening.